Erika really knew or not. No, I don't think any of us are. But I mean, there's no proven trail that goes, oh, Erika Jayne knew they were defrauding this, these flight victims. And she was taking that money and buying Cartier rings. Like, it's so like nuts to me that people are like, want to see her like behind bars. How did she do anything? Now, I wholeheartedly agree. I think Erika's persona of, that attitude was not effective. I think that it's very easy to come on episode after episode and go, I'm willingly turning over $1.5 million in jewelry. I had no idea, but I'm doing this in good faith. Like, I want to see these victims paid. It's so heartbreaking to me. I wish she would have done that. I think she should have done that episode after episode after episode. And I think people would have gone, okay, there'd still be the doubters, but I think people would have said, all right, she has some more empathy. She should have cried some more tears for them. Like, they're all actresses, whatever, if she didn't truly believe it,
And choose some stuff. If you don't want to give it all, choose something, like
something.
$750,000 earrings. Like, I mean, I don't know how that's going to be divided eventually, but that's something for somebody.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, did she mishandle it? Yeah, but I think it's so nuts that I feel like now they're just going to try to bury Erika, and I'm kind of team Erika. Like, stand up for yourself. I hope she meets another rich. I mean, no one has any empathy for Erika, but I do, because I love your reenactment of how it went down. I think,
and a lot of people have made comments on our YouTube that they like, well, I 100% agree with you, David. There's nothing someone can tell me otherwise. I am truly convinced that she came home to Tom in the dark, a bottle of bourbon drank or 2 bottles of red wine, and Tiago ran over and he said, sit down. And he said, this is the plan, run. Let's kiss and make out all night, because we will never speak again after this. I think she still loves Tom. I agree. I
think she was in love with Tom.
I agree. And I think that she understands this man saved me then, and he saved me now. And Tom has fallen on the sword. Listen, and I'm convinced if Tom were 53, like her age, the early 50s, that this would have gone down much differently. This age difference, I am convinced, was the
he's
thing.
In his 80s.
He's like, it's over. It's okay. It's over. My life is over, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I really, really, really do. I do. And that's not defending Erika, but that doesn't, because look, you could still say, well, you didn't know, but then you did, and you still didn't do anything. So I'm convinced that she didn't know and that he told her. And then there we are. I will stand by that story. And a lot of people were like, David, oh my God, thank God. Really, people have said, thank God you said that, because I've thought that the whole time. I'm convinced. I think she loves Tom. I agree. I totally agree.
I do too.
You almost have to be a monster not to love the person that you spent all these years with, who did give you everything. And I mean, one could argue, look, we don't know why Tom did what he did. We really don't. But I mean, you could think of how fucked up this conversation was. I did it for you, and then she feels guilty and she's crying. I never asked you for any of that. I didn't need any of this. I didn't need the tour. I just needed you. And he's like, no, you're Erika Jayne. You did need all of this. And Sarah loves when I go, I'm going deeper, guys. I'm going to part 2 of this. But I mean, then she's like, so I mean, imagine then that guilt if he does say, like, I did all of this for you. I mean, I guess you could also be angry, like, go fuck yourself. I didn't ask you for any, but you could be like, I didn't ask for this. Like, you would have been enough. And he's like, no, baby, you married a rich older man. I would not have been enough. He's like, I know you, Erika Jayne, wife of mine, better than you know yourself. I would not have been enough.
Why do you think he did it? Do you think he just like got over, like, the lifestyle got ahead of it? He just loved this rich lifestyle, and he thought like he could rob Peter to pay Paul and keep I mean, he kept it going for a long time, I guess. So.
Well, listen, if he did this, if you really think about it, if he did this for her, that's a sad statement on his own self-worth. Like, you didn't think you could come to your wife of 15 years and say, honey, we got to move, and we got to move to the shack down the street, but for richer or poorer, better. Like, that's really sad. Like, there are parts of me that do feel bad for him. I mean, he's a horrible man, but like, I don't know. Did he do this for himself to keep up with the Joneses, or did he do this to keep his hot piece of ass wife? Like you say, Sarah.
Oh, I think it's a combo.
It's a combo. We'll never know.
I mean, I think he loved the life. I think he loved the glam. I think he loved to be, you know, I mean, according to, and you had Gloria Allred on this show. I mean, Gloria said, you know, he was a big deal in LA, in the law firm, you know, world. Then he was internationally well known because he won the Erin Brockovich case. I mean, you know, I think he believed his own shit, you know, in the sense, like, I think he loved it. And then, you know, he did reportedly get, you and I have looked this up, it was a $300 million settlement total for he and all the victims of the Erin Brockovich story. I mean, there's rumors he got like 80 million of that, 50 million of that. I mean, you could live the rest of your life beyond comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, again, if your life is 2 private jets, you cannot live. You know, the private jets alone probably cost $45 million. I mean, the guy had expensive taste. And so
I just don't know. Like, I just don't understand anyone that lives above their means. That's me.
I know.
I love things. I love things and all, but look, I mean, the reason I say what I say is because I mean, he's still one of the most brilliant lawyers that ever lived. I mean, he stole, sure, but he won judgments. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think, I mean, your mind is still there, even though we argue it's not. So I still think he put this whole plan in place. I still think the most brilliant lawyer had his exit plan. And it was, here's the sword, I'm falling on it. Run, Erika Jayne, run. I will say that. I mean, he's a scumbag of a person, but I mean, he's still, just because he stole money doesn't mean that he didn't win the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. The only place he stole from is himself. Like you said, he robbed Peter. He still was winning these judgments. Those weren't fake. It's not like he took a judge out in the back room and said, here's $10 million, rule in favor of me. No, nothing like, so he still won and is a brilliant legal mind. He's just a scumbag. Yes. Well, we always talk about Beverly Hills, but it's just the gift that keeps giving. This, now my good friend over there, that Lassa Pippen, she's over there cleaning up on OnlyFans, but we have a new member of OnlyFans, honey. Miss Richards and Mr. Charlie Sheen's daughter has joined OnlyFans.
Sammy Sheen is now on OnlyFans. You can see her.
Have you checked it out?
So good. I have not, you know, I was thinking about that. I'm like, God, there's so many people because, you know, obviously I love